Hello and welcome to Nichols Cryptid Catchers. Finally,
Yay! This would be case number 3.
episode 7.
So yes. So I am your storyteller, Dengle. Before we do the rest of the introductions, we might come across some things that might bother some of you. Might cause some issues with your mental health. Please, if we do come across those, take a step away. Don't even play around with that, because your mental health is way more important than listening to / watching a game. So, that being said, joining me tonight is Feyla, playing Gladys.
Hello.
Buttons, playing Rose.
Hello.
And Nenavar, playing Edgar.
Alright.
As I said, it is a new case. So last time we were in Vermont and we dealt with a pigman kindred. Turns out they were Tzimisce, for any of you that were curious. You made some friends. You made some, well, mainly just friends. Let's see here. What else happened?
We have a new person in the garage, and it's actually being ran as a garage now. I still don't have a name for said garage, by the way. I have no idea what to call it.
For right now, I just assume that you intentionally misspell it Gurgage. Or Gurage. That's the one. I added too many G's in there.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's Gladys's sense of humor.
Sure.
Also, there's a very specific spot in Alabama that if you go, you can find a garage that has that painted on the front of the doors. Anyway.
Okay, I had wondered where that came from.
Yeah, it's yeah, anyway, moving on. So yes, the garage is actually being run as a garage. Smokey is working there. Keeper / front of the house manager / librarian is working for you as well. Did we get her a new name? Or...
if she wants one, Glads was working on it in downtime.
Okay, I don't think that she wanted one.
During
I will double
downtime,
check that.
During downtime, I will be running under the assumption that Gladys is like getting IDs and things like that prepped for when they run out, and just has a few of them on her. Yeah. Stating that now, so when it comes up in game.
Right. You did have one that you had to send up to Vermont.
Yes.
Which that will have been done over the downtime, but we'll get there in just a second. And then, let's see here. You made an international friend. Well, actually, your second international friend now. One in Ireland and one in Canada.
Yes.
So
our web is growing.
Just a little bit. Speaking of downtime, we will jump into it then, because big things happen, but not a lot happen. You all have about 2 months worth of pretty lull mundane work where you actually have to run a garage or take on individual investigative stuff, or who knows, just take a 2-month vacation because you're old and you deserve it, or you feel old and you deserve it. One of the two. So I need to know what all you are doing for posterity's sake. I know we've already kind of went over it on our server, but so let us start with Rose.
So Rose will spend her 2 months collaborating with Evelyn and Gladys to get the beginnings of a library together for the cell. And that's pretty much going to take most of her focus when she's not running odd jobs.
Okay. Yep, and you get some important things, some not so important things that just kind of might help at later dates, but it's not exactly what you want 100%, but it's definitely a very, very good beginning. It will definitely help you at some point. Is there anything else that Rose would like to do?
If she has the time, she'll keep working on that artifact she's been pecking away at, but I figured that would take up most of it.
Okay. Would you like to give me an intelligence and a occult roll on that particular artifact?
That's going to be 2 successes.
Okay. So I don't remember exactly where you were when you left off. However, you make a little bit more progress. It's not substantial. It's not quite what you're looking for yet. Because it's to do with the scale, correct? Okay, and exactly what were you trying to do with that again?
She's working towards turning it into like a protective amulet.
Okay. You've got the basic shape of it. You just don't have the ability right now to imbue it with any sort of like quote unquote protective properties. You just don't have the time with the jobs that you've done and getting the library together and actually supporting the garage. It just hasn't happened yet. Now, Edgar.
Edgar is going to get the hidden armory built in between his own odd jobs.
Okay. So you take the old grease trap out back and you kind of convert that, clean it out, convert that into a hidden armory. You stock it with, your basic things like small arms, long arms, a bunch of ammunition. You've got ammunition for probably a good couple months if you had to just stay there and defend it. You might not necessarily have anything quote unquote special, but it's definitely all there and definitely all useful. And that would probably take you the majority of the time. If you do have anything else that you would like to do, we can definitely talk about it though.
He is also going to start writing up a journal based on all the cell's experience thus far, and keep it in the library just so in case we get new recruits that can be up to date on everything we've done.
Okay. That's easy enough to do. So you just kind of work on that in your spare time. Now, Gladys.
Yes, Gladys.
What would you like to do?
So, Gladys will work on making some contacts and potential purchases on vehicles and have them on the standby for when we need them. Reaching out to her uncle to help potentially as well. Gonna send that mask out. It's basically having a prepared fleet, sending the mask out. If the garage doesn't have a phone installed, that would be lovely to have installed.
Yes, you do have a phone installed.
Okay.
Mainly due to, otherwise, how are you really going to get business?
Just making sure.
Yep.
The place was older, so I wasn't sure like what kind of connections it had there. Plus walk-ins were a thing back then.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not uncommon for places to not have had, but seeing as it was an operational garage up until you guys bought it, it probably already had a phone.
Okay.
As far as the fleet vehicles, you actually can find quite a few that are cheap, easy to get a hold of because, well, they need a little bit of work. Seeing as your garage and you're an active garage and you actually can like do stuff like that and you're equipped to do stuff like that, you can get a lot of stuff for cheap. You get a tow truck, like a flatbed tow truck. Yeah, I'll let you take some notes. You get like a delivery panel van. It's big enough to where you three could sit in it and you could have a bunch of stuff in the back. And you get a line on a tow behind camper.
Okay. Definitely would like to get those as well as maybe some others that could potentially work as flips or to grab and go as needed.
Yeah, I assume that you've been working on those here and there. You have a couple cars that are in the works, but nothing currently like actually fixed.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
those 3 that you had said would be lovely to have worked on more than the others.
Yeah, I figure those are probably top priority.
Yes.
So with that, is there anything else that any of you would like to take care of?
Healing, because she was, I believe she was a little hurt and her sanity was not so great for a minute there.
So if you have any sanity damage left, you can take 2 and add it back up to your maximum, of course.
I did it at the end of last game. I've just during the downtime that definitely would be recuperating from that. She wouldn't probably take too many jobs outside of actually working in the garage.
Yeah. And then if you haven't already gotten yourself back to maximum health, go ahead and do that as well. However, we are going to transition. And rather than focusing on the garage in Tennessee, we are actually going to kind of go a bit further away and kind of focus somewhere else. Just a second. It's beginning of summer. It's warm. People actually wearing like short sleeve shirts, tank tops, shorts and such. And we kind of zoom into a suburban neighborhood out in the middle of well, Massachusetts. And it kind of flies over, and you see kids riding their bikes and playing sports and swimming in like creeks and such. And then we kind of keep zooming past and go to a nearby wooded area. It's not necessarily a forest, but it's not. It's too big to be a thicket or a grove or anything like that, but it's not big enough to be a forest. We see a group of 5 kids. They're walking through, and they're dirty. They've obviously been out there for quite a while, and they stumble upon an old cabin of sorts. It's half fallen in. The windows are all busted out. Moss is overgrown. Vines are everywhere. And one of them kind of turns to the rest and says, "Hey, Joey, I bet you won't go in there and like figure out what we can take. Who knows? They might have some old beer, whiskey, or rum or something." And one of the smaller kids, "You know I'm not going in there. There might be spiders in there." And he's like, "Yeah, you damn New Yorkers, you chicken shit." And he's like, "Come on, Marco, let's go." And 2 kids go inside and they disappear. And we stay with them for probably a good 20 minutes. And the other 3 are, "You 2 need to come out now. It's not funny." And then you see 2 glowing red eyes. And then a voice from the darkness saying, "Hello. Have you come to play too?" And then we're going to go back to Tennessee. About a week later. And and the phone rings at the garage. Evelyn's half asleep. She jumps and, "Hello? Oh yeah. Hold on just a second." And she runs out in the garage. "Gladys, Rose, Edgar, I think Miss Nichols needs you."
Oh?
She's on the phone.
Gladys, do you want to take it or do you want me to take it? I know you haven't been feeling
doesn't
well
really
lately.
matter. Any one of us can
Okay.
do it.
Okay. And Rose will trot over to answer the phone.
So you answer the phone. You can hear it's taking too long. It's taking too. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? And like, oh, hello.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you 3 get over here as soon as you can? You don't have to be sober if you're not.
Any particular here?
The office, main office.
Okay. I'll let the others know we need to be over there.
Okay, it's urgent, so please.
Yeah. I'll make sure they know. Rose will wait a few seconds, and if she doesn't get any more information, she'll say bye and just kind of awkwardly hang up the phone.
Yeah, you're waiting, then you just hear the receiver hang up.
Okay. Hey guys, we got one that's kind of urgent. We're needed back at the main office.
I'm assuming Gladys rolls out from under a car, just like overalls and grease all over. Can I change first?
As long as it doesn't take too long, I think.
I probably shouldn't then.
I mean, if you bring a change, we could probably change there.
Shower. Cleaning. Not just new
Oh.
clothes.
Yeah, she said it's kind of urgent, so.
Smokey throws a box at you. Yeah, the Ajax got borax and it'll take off the grease of your hands.
Yeah, I mean, that's better than nothing. She will scrub up a little bit at least while waiting for Edgar.
Okay. Probably takes 5-10 minutes. And they'll hop in the car, head over. You're only about 15 minutes away from the main office anyway. And it's a nice, balmy southern day. It's probably 98 degrees. So it's hot. Kind of sucks. Everybody kind of stinks. And you come in, and Miss Nichols is just drenched in sweat. And she just, there you are. Okay. And she takes something out of her desk and just slams it on the top. We gotta go. And by we, it's, I'll be with you this time. I might not be out in the field with you, but I'm gonna be with you this time.
Where are we
But
going,
that's
and do we
change
need
up?
anything specific?
Get your normal stuff. I'll bring mine.
Okay.
We're going to Massachusetts. And before you ask, yes, I do have a camper that we can sleep in. It's small. It's just, well, it's actually just 3 beds. So I hope people are okay, getting close.
You know, we might be able to bring something to it. It'll be fine.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, well, in any case, you got half an hour, and then I'm leaving. It's the town probably 20-30 minutes west of Boston. I doubt any of you have ever been there, but Billerica is, I think, what it's called.
I haven't traveled much outside working for you.
I mostly did international traveling.
Okay, well, that's where we're going. So if you don't catch up with me, whatever mode of transport you have, that's follow the map until you get there.
Do you need someone to drive with you?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
And you just see her. It's like, all right, cool, 30 minutes. I'll give you a couple extra minutes because I know your garage is a little bit away, and I'll tell you to bring stuff. So let's make it an hour.
I would like to not drive covered in grease. That would be great.
Yeah. And she kind of like snaps her fingers. Go.
To the
Goes out
car.
the door.
Out we go.
Does anybody actually take a look at what she slammed on her desk?
Yes? Are you kidding?
Okay, that's what I assumed, but I just wanted to make sure. During her entire thing, those of you that actually would take the time to read it, 5 children missing, suspected witch hunt in progress. And then it has a bunch of other stuff about the local legends say X, Y, and Z, and it kind of gets muddied, and it's a lot of conjecture, obviously. But basically, kids went missing near an old witch house, is what they end up calling it. And they found a hand, and that's it. Obviously, we know everybody takes a shower real quick. What all would you like to bring with you this time?
The normal grab bag, couple changes of summer clothes. More arrows, more bolts.
Okay.
Would Gladys know anything about witches? Specifically what she could bring to help with that?
Would you like to give me a intelligence and occult roll? And I'll give you an extra dice or an extra die due to the library.
Four.
Okay. Witches are pretty straightforward. They're just people. They just can do magic. So everything that you find basically says burn them, drown them, crush them.
Okay. So is there like a portable torch that she could bring?
You've probably got like a portable map gas torch or something.
Yes.
But yeah. Rose and Edgar.
Edgar's also bringing his usual stuff, including the camping gear, just in case.
Okay. And a sweater. Because it's... Yeah. No. And then Rose.
Rose is also gonna bring her usual assortment: sniper rifle, ammo, flashlight, toiletries, sleeping bag, water bottle, wet weather clothes, and colder weather clothes, and as well as the amulet to keep working on it during the drive.
Okay. So, you get all your things together, and you start heading up that way. This is probably the fastest that you've ever seen Miss Nichols drive, and she does insist on driving most of the way herself. She's going 75 or 80 the entire way down the highway. Mind you, this is prior to the interstate system. Keep that in mind. So yeah, she's hauling it. But you do eventually make it there in one piece. No tires were destroyed. No engines were blown up. And the trailer's still with you.
Ms. Nichols, is everything okay? I know we didn't question things very much when we were getting ready for this, because it seemed urgent, but that was really urgent.
Yeah. So, and she kind of pulls out the piece of paper again. She points to one of the pictures that they've got in the newspaper, and it shows a picture of this particular house, and she's like right there, and she points to a spot, and it just kind of looks like a blur to all of you. She's like, that, I've seen it before. I don't like it.
What is it?
And she pulls out from like her shirt pocket just this little bone coin. She places it down next to it, and it kind of looks similar. And she's like, that's what it is, I think.
Okay. I don't think we prepared for something like that.
I good news. I don't think it's this specifically, but I think it might be something close.
I brought a way to make
That's-
fire this time.
Oh, fire kills most things.
Yeah, we didn't have that easily accessible last time, and it was a problem.
Yeah, that you'll be fine, I'm sure. I think the only thing fire doesn't kill is ghosts, so I think you're good. We need to. She kind of looks at all of you. We need to figure out exactly where these kids went missing, where they were last seen. I'm gonna pick up some food and such. I don't know if we've got to go camping or whatever, but I know, Rose, you have stuff to do that. So I'm gonna grab some food. I'm gonna go talk to the local police. If you all want to scour the town and get rumors, you will investigate as many rumors as you so choose.
Gladys will turn to the others. Okay, it sounds like we might be better splitting up. Who wants to take where? And how big is this town?
At this point, it's not super big. This particular town is much bigger now, but it's not that big at this point in time.
Bigger than the last time we were in? Or roughly the same size?
Oh, no, it's... if I had to put a population on it, probably close to 5,000. So it's decent. It's just not giant.
Okay, so splitting up would be a better idea there. Okay, who wants to take where?
What were our choices again? I kind of froze up for a second.
I didn't really give choices, but like, there's bars, there's libraries, there's hospitals, there's lots of places to go.
I'll check out the bar, see if anyone knows anything.
I can. Maybe I could see if there's like a park or something where the kids hang out. No one knows kids better than kids. Maybe they can tell me something about the kids.
I'm so glad you said that because I don't like kids. I'll go to the library.
Do we want to set a rendezvous point before we split up?
Here? With our
Sounds good.
vehicles?
Just making sure.
Okay. So, you all split up. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, good, because I was about to roll a die. So, Ed, you go to the closest bar that you know of. Basically, the first one you see. You walk in, and it's late enough in the day that there are actually people there, besides just the bartender and the super regulars. You walk in, they all kind of give you not a weird look, but they definitely all look at you like, who are you? But they don't really pay too much mind. You belly up to the bar and you kind of take a stool. Bartender comes over and is like, what can I do you for?
Just a beer for now.
Just a beer. All right. And he grabs it and places it in front of you. So, I don't think I've seen you before around here. You new to town or you just passing through?
Private investigator.
Investigator? What are you investigating around here?
Those kids who went missing a few days ago.
Oh, yeah, them. Yeah. No, it's unfortunate. They I don't know, I didn't know the family, but I hate to see kids kind of go missing, especially the ones out in the middle of the woods. Usually means like a coyote or I don't know what else we got around here. Something got them out there.
I heard something about them going to a witch house or something.
Oh yeah, no, we got a bunch of them around here, so I wouldn't be super surprised. Not as many as Salem, of course, but you know. It's Massachusetts, and everywhere's a witch house if it's still standing. It's old. And he kind of, all right. If you need anything else, just let me know. Word of the wise: stay away from Mary over there. She's gonna try to probably make her like 8th husband. Something like that. I don't know. And then stay away from Frank too. He's not friendly.
Okay, thanks for the advice.
Yeah, not a problem. Just I don't want you to have issues here. Down the street, go ahead. Just not here. Then he'll walk away.
Edgar will sit and drink his beer for a bit.
Okay. You probably take half an hour to drink that one beer, which for you is excruciatingly long, but you know that's not why you're there. You watch people come in, leave. Can I please get a wits and awareness from you?
6 successes.
Okay. You're sitting there, like I said, for about half an hour. About 20 minutes in, you see a pair of cops come in, and they look like they're off duty. They don't have like their like shirts on, like their uniform shirts. They just got like regular shirts on, but they do still have like the belt, the badge on. They sit down. They're kind of talking about something. You can't quite make it out because it is getting a little bit louder in here, getting a little bit more rowdy, but they're definitely intently talking about something.
Anywhere for Edgar to position himself so he can hear them better?
You can. Would you like to do so stealthily, or would you like to do so in plain view, just trying not to make a huge scene of it?
Plain view, but not trying to make a huge scene.
Okay. Can I get a wits and subterfuge, please?
Five.
Okay. You mosey up, and you're probably 2 or 3 stools away from him at this point. You can hear most of the conversation. And the older one's like, yeah, Marty, I told you. Like, we'll find the kids. It's not that big of a deal, one way or another. The issue is the conditions by which we're going to find the kids. They've been gone for about a week and a half now. It's just one of those things that, like, this is part of the job, and I told you when you started this job that sometimes it gets rough, and this is just one of those times. And the younger one kind of turns, I guess you're right. It wouldn't be so bad, but my sister's kid that we're looking for. So, like, I really feel like we need to be out actually looking rather than, like, letting the game wardens look. And, don't like, look. I'll make you a promise that we will find these kids. One way or another. I promise you that. And he kind of picks up his drink and is like, I'm make the promise on this drink, and if we're not right, let this thing kill me. Right here, right now. And he chugs it and he's like, still alive. And he was like, hey, Bill. Bartender swings around. Hey, round for everybody at the bar. He kind of looks over and everybody is like, it's been rough around here. Except for that guy. I don't know who he is. And he kind of smiles. Like, I'm just joking. You can have one too. And it's specifically at Edgar. And Bill's like, yeah. And bartender's like, yeah, Tim, just you and Marty just actually the new guy was asking about the kids when he came in here. If you got any information you might want to, for what you can. Just kind of like smile and nod and kind of turn to you. Come here. And there we go. There he is. Let me slide over.
Yes.
Okay. When he kind of like claps on the shoulder and is like, name's Tim. What's yours?
Edgar.
Well, Edgar, nice to meet you. You asking about the kids?
Yeah, my boss sent me up here to take a look at it.
Okay. You from the State Department?
PI.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Extra eyes ain't gonna hurt. You found anything yet, or not really?
We just got here a couple hours ago.
Okay. So yeah, obviously I can't tell you everything. I think you know that at this point, but what I can tell you is where we found the hand was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It was by a lake. There's a old haunted house. Kids like to play around Halloween time out there. For what it's worth, I think it's just a coincidental thing, but we did take a look at the house. We didn't really find anything, at least nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, there's, like weird symbols that people like to put out there to, like, try to summon demons and whatever, witchcraft. But like I said, we didn't find anything. We didn't find any trace of any kids at all. Might do well to possibly talk to the families and figure out where the kids like to play.
Okay.
But beyond that, like, we've asked, we haven't gotten any information that's worthwhile. You guys might. Who knows?
Is the house closed to the public during the investigation, or are we free to take a look?
I mean, we've done our investigations. Free to look at this point. We don't have anything that we had to close it off for.
And where can I find these families?
And he gives you a list of families and names. And Marty's like, yeah, and don't forget my sister. She's troublemaker of the bunch. Her kid's probably the ringleader of that shit, but you know. And he's like, "Oh yeah," and Isabel, or his kid's sister, she's yeah. I forget. I don't forget, but she's probably going through enough as is. So be gentle with her.
My partners have a little bit better tact than I do.
So you guys got a team?
4 of us right now.
Good. Well, more eyes, more ground cover, might help. And they kind of go back to drinking their beers, drinking their rounds of whatever it is that they're drinking, and kind of go off the way of the off-duty cop, as it were. Now we're going to switch to Rose. How would you like to go about finding children to ask?
Just gonna start with, like, if they have a park or a playground nearby. Failing that, maybe like a school, or just kind of walk around what seem to be public areas.
Okay. You're so lucky it's the 40s. So yeah, you show up at some of these parks, some of these like playgrounds, and there's kids about, and they're playing. There are adults around, and when they see you come up, they kind of give you an eye, and they're watching you intently, but it's not like they're gonna like stop you from milling about as you want.
I'll make my way over to a small, if there's like a small cluster of adults, Rose will make her way over to them.
Yeah, you find like a group of 3 women. You assume probably 3 moms, kind of sitting there, and they're all discussing the news of the day. They see you walk up, and they go real quiet and real hush, and they just kind of all stare at you.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. My name's Rose. I was part of the team that was brought in to investigate the missing kids, and I heard you guys talking about them.
We weren't talking about them, but yeah.
Business.
Yeah. You said you're with the team investigating? I didn't know that they brought in another team.
We just got in today.
Oh, okay. It's sad, really.
I can imagine you guys must be on high alert after everything.
That's one way of saying it. We just don't want whatever happened to them happening to our kids.
That's kind of why we're here.
It makes it even worse that we don't even know what happened to them, because, well, most of the 5 of them are missing, except for and she just kind of holds up a hand.
Yeah, heard about that. It's awful to think about. Is there a particular place that particular group of kids like to go out and play?
Oh, our kids would never interact with them. They were all a bunch of hooligans getting in trouble all the time. They used to get fireworks and firecrackers and set fires and general mischief is what they all did. They did have the new kid in town. They're from upstate New York. They just didn't fit in, but the rest of the kids, I don't know, they were troublemakers. Let's put it that way.
Is there like a known haunt for these said troublemakers that the good kids know to avoid?
And she's like, Johnny, come here. And this little bush-eyed or bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kid comes running over. Yes, Mom. Those kids that went missing, do you know where they like to play? And he kind of like stares at her for a little bit and stares at Rose. No.
Rose will make a big show of leaning down and stage whispering, "It's okay. I'll keep it a secret, I promise."
No, I don't know where they used to play. I barely ever talked to them, and when I did, it was just at school. Would you like to make a wits and insight?
That is 5 successes.
Oh yeah, no, the kid's lying through his damn teeth. And his mom's just like, see, I told you, my kids don't interact with those kids.
See. Well, if you didn't interact with them much, surely you've at least heard about their reputation. Surely they had one about the school if they were such hooligans.
Yeah, they were all troublemakers, and we weren't supposed to play with them because we would end up like their dad. Well, one of their dads.
What happened to one of their dads?
Oh, he's in a prison upstate.
Huh.
Or at least that's what we've been told.
Pretty lonely. Must be pretty lonely having a parent be away.
Yeah, it's Miss McLaughlin's, Marco's dad.
Oh, okay. Was he one of the new folk in town?
Oh no, he was kind of like their leader. We didn't mess with him. If we saw him coming, we just left.
Okay. So are you sure there's nothing you can tell me to help me find out what happened? Nothing at all? Like I said, I promise I'll keep it a secret.
And the mom at this point is like, he told you no, and I would appreciate it if you didn't keep badgering him. And another one leans in like, Karen, we told you, calm down. She's just asking questions.
Rose will smile just a little bit too sweetly at the woman.
And she just kind of smiles. She just kind of smiles back, and she's like, I would appreciate it if you left now.
I'm sure you would. And with that, Rose will pull herself back up to standing, dust herself off a little bit, and walk away.
And they all kind of stare at you as you walk away. And they kind of go back to their conversation in a little bit. How long do you hang around, out of curiosity?
She'll hang around for a little bit. She'll try to kind of make it like she walked off a little ways and is kind of doing her own thing, but she'll try and kind of listen in on what they talk about from then on.
Okay. Can I get you to make me wits and awareness?
That is 5 successes.
So you're sitting there and you're paying attention to what they're talking to, and you can hear most of what it is, and a lot of it's complete nonsense. Has no bearing on anything. Somebody's talking about a chicken jello salad, which sounds awful. But after about 15 minutes, before the kid even gets up to you, you spot him, but he kind of like goes over and tugs on your shirt tail. You mind if we step a little bit further away from them? And it's the same kid as before.
Your mom's probably not going to be happy, but at this point, I don't care. Let's go.
Oh, it's fine. She's half a bottle of wine in. She isn't paying attention to anything.
Yeah, let's go.
And you step away a little bit. It's not super far. Still, like, you can see the park and you can see everybody else. And he's like, so it wasn't 100% truthful with you before? I do know where they hang out, and I've been there a couple times.
Okay. So where is this hangout of theirs?
So they've kind of got a tree house. It's not really a tree house. It's in the trees, but it's not up in the trees. It's kind of like a fort that they built out of just old scrap wood and scrap metal and stuff. If you go about 3 miles up 9th until you hit the edge of town, and then you go toward the creek about a half mile, it's up in there. They like to go out there like... You're not going to tell my mom, are you?
I said I keep it a secret. I'm keeping it a secret.
Okay.
We're here to find those kids. I'm not here to tattle on anyone.
Oh, good, because nobody likes a tattletale. And just kind of like look behind you at their mom. And they're like, okay. They like to go out there and they like to, they like to drink alcohol, like beer and all the other stuff that they can get out of their parents' cabinets. A couple of them smoke cigarettes. I know we're not supposed to, but I don't know. The adults do it. Why can't we?
I don't have an answer for that one, bud.
Yeah, and I've only been out there once, I promise, but I've been by there a couple times. I was only in there once. I've seen it a couple times. Like I said, I was out riding my bike, and you know how it goes, right?
Yeah, I getcha. Did you happen to see anything weird while you were out there?
I mean, no, I don't think so.
Fine. Just heard a lot of rumors going around. Didn't know if there was anything to them or not.
Oh, you mean the witch houses?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, no, there's a bunch of them around here. I think there's only one that might actually be a real one. It's so all the ones out in the woods, I don't really think are real ones. Just between you, there's a really old, creepy one down. Um, it's in downtown. I think somebody still lives there actually. It's on Main and First. There's this old woman that lives there. I don't know. We go everywhere else for Halloween, but that one house we don't go to. Period. It's just too creepy. She doesn't even decorate.
Well, I can see why you would avoid that house. That's no fun.
Yeah, but somehow it's still scarier than the rest.
Okay. Well, you've definitely given me a good place to start. I appreciate it.
And right about then, let me hear, Johnny, Johnny, where are you? And he's like, oh, I gotta go. Sorry.
You stay safe, okay?
Yeah, yeah. And he kind of runs off in the woods and comes back out, and he's like, sorry, Ma, I had to go pee. And he goes back to playing. And she's like, okay. Now, Gladys,
Yes, me.
what was it that you were going to be doing?
Library.
Okay. So you show up to the library, and it's actually a pretty decent library. Full brick. It's new-ish. I mean, not brand new, but it's new-ish. You walk inside, and there's more than one person in there for once. The person behind the desk. Oh, welcome. You're a new face. If there's
Yes.
anything I can help you with, by all means, let me know, please.
Actually, yes, there probably is. I just got into town where me and some other people are investigating the unfortunate incident that happened with the children. I want to know if anything like this has happened in the past. Do you have records?
We probably don't, but because I don't think that anything like this has happened in the past. But
No
if
missing
we
children
do,
ever?
it definitely not for this scale. Every once in a while, you'll have like one or two that goes missing for like a week because they get lost in the woods. You kind of know how that works, right? But as far as finding a hand by the side of a lake, not so much.
Right. But just any groups of missing children.
Okay.
And where did you say they were going to be?
The archives. I apologize. I kind of cut myself off there.
I probably cut you off. It's fine. I'm sorry. Am I free to go back and look? Is there an order to it that I should look for? Or a date that you can tell me potentially?
Like I said, I don't really necessarily have a specific date, but all you got to do is just sign into the visitor's log so we know that you're there and what you're looking for. So if anything gets damaged, we can be like, okay, well, this person did it. We're not gonna hunt you down and make you pay for it, but so we don't get in trouble for it.
Right.
Just be careful. Some of the stuff in there's from early 1800s.
I will be very careful.
Yeah, it's all under hard plastic and glass. So you should be okay. Just don't. Well, I don't have to tell you not to break anything. You know, you're an adult. You know better.
Of course.
I'm used to dealing with kids. I apologize.
It's quite all right. Do you know anything about the children that went missing?
Not really. They didn't come in here very often, except for the one new kid. He came in here looking for ghost stories, kind of. When he
Do you know
first
what-
got here, that was a couple months ago.
Do you know what books he looked at?
Um,
Or do you have a record of that?
if I look through all the cards, I can probably find some, but offhand, I don't know specifically. I just know he looked for ghost stories. He likes that type of stuff.
If there's anything local, if you have the time, that would be very helpful, I think. So we could at least figure out where to start looking. If there was something local that piqued his interest. But I'm going to go start the search because I have a feeling this is going to take a while.
Okay. Yeah, have fun. We close at 7.
All right, thank you.
It's probably like 2:30, 3 o'clock at this point. So yeah, you got plenty of time.
Okay.
Or at least Gladys has plenty of time.
Right.
So before you get started searching, can I get a wits and awareness?
A big old 0.
Oh. That is not what I expected, especially from you.
I rolled 5 dice. I got none.
Yeah, so you just sign in, you're ready to go, and you get going. So can I get an intelligence and investigation, please?
These dice hate me. I got a 3.
Wow. That's not good for you. But it's good enough to find a couple things here and there, like children disappearing. There's one about 30 years ago where 2 kids disappeared within the same week. Didn't find either one of them. They were presumed to have fallen into the nearby river and been swept out. Then about 60 years ago, there was one child that went missing. They were found, however, it was years later. Cause of death was never actually determined.
The names of the ones that were swept into the river, do they have those?
They do, but I'm going to tell you that they're not important.
Okay. I wasn't sure, because if it was swept out to the lake. Okay, so nothing else seems like it was...
Everything else seems pretty straightforward. Like, child went missing, found a week later in the woods, severely dehydrated, okay. Nothing missing without explanation.
Okay. If there's time, just quickly skim through dates near where the children went missing to see if there was anything else odd that happened.
Okay. Give me another intelligence and investigation. And are you looking at just local stuff, or are you looking for surrounding areas as well now?
Surrounding areas as well. And again, if any, mention children.
Okay.
3. Like, I cannot roll higher than 3 on these stupid dice. I'm switching to my vampire dice.
Okay. So you look at like the Boston Tribune, and you find one that's relatively close to the 2 kids that went missing. There's another kid that went missing in Boston. They never found that one as well. As far as anything else, though, you don't find anything super suspicious.
Okay. Was the kid from Boston ever found?
No.
Okay. Check back with the librarian to see if she pulled up the local stuff. Because I kind of left that up to her.
Okay. So you get back and librarian's like, hey, there's not a whole lot to pull up. Unfortunately, I mean, the stuff in the archives is kind of what we've got. I looked for any other articles. We don't really have any. But as far as I did find something that you might be interested in.
Okay.
And she pulls out a book, and it's just Salem Witch Trials, Truth or Fiction. And it's like, so, and she flips it open, pulls out the little library card, and you see one name on there about 17 times out of 30 slots. And she's like, this is, well, we call him Yankee because, you know, New York Yankees. But, he checked this book out a whole bunch of times since he's been here. He's only been here about 3 months.
That's a lot of
They keep it for
checkouts.
about, I know. And they're allowed to have it for 2 weeks. And he would have it for about a day or two, and then he'd bring it back, and then he'd take it back out and bring it back. It seemed odd to me at the time, and then I forgot about it because obviously I haven't seen him in a little while. And then
Right.
you came and asked, and I don't know.
Do you mind if I know it's getting probably a little bit later. Can I check out the book?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna request that you bring it back before you leave town, obviously.
Of course. I honestly probably won't have it long, but at least I'm long enough to try and figure out what got him so interested. Do you know of any of the places around here? The witch houses, they were mentioned in the thing we read.
Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of them. You work with a team?
Yeah, I'm sure they're founding information too. We split up, but
Yeah, I'm sure that they've been told about pretty much all of them at this point. We've got a map around here of historic witchcraft houses. All it is a thing to try to bring people in for tourism. That's all it is.
okay. Well, seeing that I'm assuming you probably read a lot. Is there anything here that in the town or the history of it that is odd or strange or just reoccurring that might pique what was his name? What was the kid's name, Dengle?
I don't have it. We'll call him Rico, because, yeah.
Is there anything that might have piqued Rico's interest to go look at?
Besides that one book, not really.
I mean, I don't necessarily mean books, but if they went to the woods and things like that, is there any place that you know around here that...
Oh.
I know there's the witch houses, but is there anything beyond that?
Well, I mean, I guess the O'Neill House. Main and first. That's about it. I mean, they're
Okay.
one of the original founders of the town. It's the original house. It's old. It's kind of creepy, but it's just an old house.
Okay. Do they have like a hotel or something they checked into? Or an inn or something?
As far as the group,
Yeah.
the plan was to use the camper.
Okay. Well, wherever they parked, she'll write it down for the librarian. I know it's a long shot, but if you do find or think of anything else, can you please let us know here? We have a
Yeah,
camper because
absolutely.
we're not sure how long we're staying.
Absolutely. If I come across anything or remember anything, I'll let you know.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Not a problem. I don't know if I ever actually got your name.
I am so sorry. My name is Gladys McCoy.
My name's Olivia.
Hello. I appreciate your help.
Not a problem, and I'm happy that somebody's actually looking into this, into a more academic side of it.
I don't people very well.
You're not the only one. Okay. And she tries to make a little bit of small talk. I don't know how much Gladys would engage.
A little bit. It's very stilted.
Yeah, and after a little bit, she's like, okay, well, I'm not going to keep you too much longer. You enjoy that book. I will... I'm here every day we're open. The only day we're not open is Sunday, and that's tomorrow. So, have a good rest of your evening, I guess.
Thank you. You too. Maybe I'll see you if I have to come back. It will definitely drop off the book. Bye.
And as you're going out, oh, by the way, O'Leary's has really good food.
Thank you.
And I assume all of you will reconvene at the camper.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. You get there, and Miss Nichols is currently cooking some food up for you on her little mini grill. She's like, oh, happy to see that all you made back. Have we found anything yet? I apologize. I do have food. I've got, well, a little bit of information, not a whole lot. Did
I was
anybody
able
else?
Oh, sorry.
Did anybody else find any good information?
I was able to find out where the missing kids had their hangout.
Found the general area where the kids went missing, along as the description of the house they went missing near, and got addresses for their families.
Had buried in the book. The kids from New York checked out this book a lot, and I'm trying to read it and figure out what's going on. I didn't find any historical records about any other children missing that seemed weird. But I have his name. His name is Rico. Fill in the blank. We might be able to go search. There's also a really old house that's first in the city that he was probably interested in too. I was told it's very creepy.
Yeah. Miss O'Neill lives there. The kids avoid it like the plague.
Right, it might have piqued Rico's interest. Also, most of the witches' houses here are tourist traps. Obviously. The librarian didn't know anything historically weird that has been going on.
Good to know. So first thing in the morning, we gotta get a game plan together. Obviously, I don't expect us to go out at night because A, I don't know what's out there. B, I don't go out in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the night. That's just me.
It's a really bad idea.
And she kind of like thumbs her pocket and like, yeah, it's a terrible idea.
I think we should try and find this Rico kid. It's unfortunate, but we might have to talk to the family and try to get any information they can. We should probably check out that one house out in the woods. We should probably check out that house in the middle of the city. I don't know who else to talk to, though.
And we need to check out their hideout. Maybe they left, like, notes or something.
Right, that too. What information did you find, Miss Nichols?
I just have names of families and addresses. That's all I have.
Oh, good.
Rico, I believe, belongs to the DeRozan family, and his full name's Delrico DeRozan. They don't live too far from here, and kind of goes through the entire list. And the one that stands out to Edgar is the last one. But yeah, and then there's I just got the mom's name for this kid. It's Marco's mom.
Isabella?
Yes.
And there was a cop at the bar, I guess it was his nephew.
Oh, that's fortunate.
Is that the one they found the hand for?
No. That was Billy.
Hmm.
Yeah. Apparently Billy had some weight issues. That's how they figured out it was Billy.
Ah.
I guess Marco's supposed to be like the ringleader or something of the kids that went missing.
That's good to know, I guess. Getting a hierarchy is probably not the worst thing in the world. So if we can get a ringleader, then we can just assume that everybody else just follows.
Right. Well, that's my suggestions for tomorrow.
Okay. I would vote because it is Sunday and people around here tend to be either very religious or not religious at all. We probably should head out to the little clubhouse first.
Oh, right. I wasn't saying things in any specific order.
Yeah. Clubhouse probably be the best thing first thing tomorrow, and then we can go talk to some families.
In the house in the woods.
Yeah, if it's on the way back, that probably would be best to do second.
Right, it's still
I'd have
probably
look
good to
at
check
it,
out.
but- Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out the most efficient way to do this. So.
Right, we don't have
I'll
good
just have
track
to look.
records with houses in the woods.
Yeah, last one turned out to be not so great.
Yeah. Someone
But it's
slashed the
okay,
tires,
this
kept us
one-
there. We got attacked by a goddamn vampire.
And then
Yeah.
the one before that, you got bowled over by a large dog.
I did.
But he was cool, though.
I'm not a fan of large dogs.
I'm sure there's not going to be any large dogs that attack us this time.
I really hope not.
So you eat dinner, you get cleaned up, you bed down for the night, and you get a fresh start in the morning. The camper is left at the place that has been parked, which is in the middle of a parking lot. Kind of weird, but it worked. You all pile into the station wagon that has been towing you. Where would you all like to go first?
The treehouse.
Treehouse.
Okay. So, you make it out and Rose, can I get a wits and survival from you, please? To just get a good general location. Off of the not so great description that you've gotten.
That is 2 successes.
You go out a little bit far, but you do go out in the woods. You eventually find it. It takes about an hour. But you do eventually find this old, rickety, ramshackle, thrown together, obviously by kids, treehouse or thing. Miss Nichols kind of looks at everybody. So, if there's somebody here, I want to be quiet so we don't scare them off. I don't know if anybody's even looked at this place yet. So,
Okay.
Okay.
so can I get everybody to give me a dexterity and stealth, please?
Three.
Okay. It's just Hunter that doesn't like me. 3.
4.
Yeah, so 3, 3, 4, 2 from the old lady. Let's see. So you all approach the fort with no issues. There are a couple small windows. Obviously, there's the front door. And there is kind of like a second story kind of thing. It's built up in the tree. How would you all like to approach? And like look inside and all that fun stuff.
Climb up and take a look in.
Okay. So Edgar's going to look in the top section.
Gladys would
Okay.
approach the door.
Yes, Gladys front door. Rose, how would you like to go in?
Rose will follow Gladys, I guess.
Okay. So, can I get everybody to give me a wits and awareness, please?
Four.
Didn't burn a willpower. Also 4.
5.
Okay. So, Rose, Edgar. Or no, Gladys, Edgar. You two hear nothing. It is silent. You don't see anything. Rose, on the other hand, you hear a, told you to be quiet. Shut the hell up.
Can she distinguish how many different voices she heard?
No, just the one.
She'll lean down very quietly to Gladys and whisper, "Heard one, but it sounded like he was talking to someone, so I think there's at least 2 people in there."
Should we kick in the door?
I don't have the build to do such things, but... Hey, Edgar, get over here.
I mean, I'm not very good at it either, but it also probably isn't that difficult to do.
I'm just gonna jump down. What was that?
A couple people in there. I should kick down the door.
Wait, we should check the back first. Can Gladys circle it to make sure there isn't a way out the back?
Yeah, you make a circle, and there's no way out the back. You get about a quarter of the way around. Miss Nichols is standing there, like looking in the window, trying to look in. You see, what are we doing?
Apparently, Rose heard someone in there talking to someone. Edgar's gonna kick down the door.
Oh, I got it. It's fine. And she works her way around to the front door. She does, however, wait until Gladys is all the way back. And she's like, "Everybody ready?"
Yep.
So, Edgar, how many dice do you have for strength and athletics?
5.
Okay. Would you like to assist Miss Nichols on this check?
Actually 4, sorry, but yeah.
Okay.
What does she have, like 8, 9?
4.
Holy shit. Okay. Now she has 10.
No.
Yeah, she kicks down the door.
And the whole fort?
She got 7. But yeah, no, she kind of like 1, 2, and just knocks the door clean off the hinges. It goes halfway across the room, goes sliding, and it's not a big room, mind you, but it does hit the back wall with a thwang.
Ouch.
That seems like a little overkill.
And at this point, you just hear 2 very high-pitched screams of "Don't hurt us!"
Gladys is gonna pop her head in. Hello.
Rose will follow suit.
Um,
What you doing?
you see 2 kids. One's considerably smaller than them. One's probably 11 years old. A bit tan. You don't know if that's from heritage or it being summer. But he's pretty dark tan. He's got black hair, brown eyes, obviously dirty clothes. And then the other one is probably 8 or 9. He's considerably paler if it wasn't for the sunburn that he's got. Again, very dirty clothes, brown hair, has green eyes. He's like, "Who are you? And why are you here?" And he like holds up a little knife.
Can Gladys take out the kind of canteen that she has filled with not alcohol and kind of toss it to them? I don't know where you've been or how long it's been since you've eaten or drank, but there's some water. My name is Gladys. We were here looking for everyone that went missing.
Did you find the other 3?
Nope, you're the first ones we found.
What's your names?
What's your names?
Well, that's Gladys. I'm Rose.
And who's the old lady that can kick like a mule? And she
Our
just
boss.
leans in. Miss Nichols. Okay. Why should we trust you?
I mean, that's entirely up to you. You probably shouldn't, but we're the ones that are here. We're not doing anything to hurt you, and we're trying to find everyone.
Yeah, that's what they said too.
Who's they?
The ones that took the other ones.
Can you tell me what they look like? If they gave you names. Where'd they went?
And they kind of look at each other and say, I don't remember what they look like. I just know that they were taken by people.
Do you know how many?
I think 4?
Okay. Do you know where they went?
No.
Not
I
even
just
the
know
direction?
that... No, I just know that me and Rico... Crap. Me and him... ran away before they could get us. And I don't remember.
Okay. Where were you when they were taken?
In the middle of the woods. By the lake. We got chased by this other thing, and
Was
he
it
kind
an
of like
animal?
blinks a little bit. No.
Okay. That's a good place to start.
It's gonna find us though.
Would you
We've
like
been
us to take you to the
hiding.
police?
They can't do anything.
But you could at least be around people and have food and water.
We've got food, we've got water.
Okay.
Might not be the best food, but we've got food and water.
Okay. Would you like to stay here? I'm not going to make you leave if you don't want to.
And the older one kind of looks at what you assume to be Rico at this point. It's like a bath probably wouldn't hurt though. And can you? I kind of just want to go home.
Okay. I'm sure we can accommodate that.
Then he gets up and you can see he's scratched up pretty bad from underbrush. However, he turns around and picks Rico up and you see 3 large gashes across his back.
Oh, jeez.
Was what was chasing you did that?
It. I think I don't know if it was that or the people or what it was. I don't remember. Like I said.
You seem to be having some problems with your memory. Did something happen? Obviously that you can remember. If you can't, that's fine. What do you remember?
We were walking through the woods, and me and Chunks went into the house, and then like this thing came up out of the floor, and then eyes, and then we ran, and then the people, and then we were here. That's all I remember.
Okay. Okay. We probably should take you to the police, but we can get your parents if you would prefer that.
Oh, it's just my mom. I guess his parents, but yeah. What day is it?
Tell them whatever day it is. What's the last day you remember?
Last day I remember, and gives you the day, and it's about 2.5 weeks prior.
That's some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember anything worthwhile besides just sitting here and
How many days
being
have you been
scared.
here?
That I remember 7.
Okay.
And I don't know if like we got away and we came here, or if like we were captured and came here. I don't remember. I just remember them telling us to go with them and then running through the woods. There was no in between there.
Does
I
anything seem odd or off about them?
Give me a wits and insight.
While we do this, can I activate Sense the Unnatural to see if there's anything weird around us? Anyone weird around us?
Yep, absolutely. Go ahead and give me that roll as well. It will be occult.
I
I'd
am
get
going
one.
to burn a willpower.
Okay, and Edgar got
Or two, sorry.
okay
3.
again.
I got 5 on the Sense the Unnatural.
Okay. So, Gladys and Edgar, the kids seem extremely shaken. You're not 100% sure of what the cause is, but you can definitely tell that there was a traumatic event. Edgar has dealt with shell shock and short-term traumatic stress, and this is pretty on par with that. Gladys, you've dealt with similar stuff as well, but not quite to this extent. Rose, you don't specifically sense anything in particular. However, you definitely get a strong smell of almost sulfur anytime that the wound is exposed.
Would you let me take a look at that? I'm not a doctor, but I've dealt with a little bit of nicks and scrapes from my own stuff.
Edgar can get a hang of that too.
Yeah, I guess. Probably needs to be cleaned at this point.
Yeah, if it's been over a week that you remember, it's probably not doing too great.
Yeah, so he takes his shirt off and he's got a lot of little other cuts that have been healed already.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little small scars, or a lot of little small scars. You don't know the exact like age of those, but some of them seem older than a couple weeks. Some of them don't. However, if you would please give me a intelligence and medicine.
Are we
And
aiding
add
each
whatever.
other here, or how's this going?
Yeah, Edgar, how many did you get?
1.
Okay, so yeah, add 1 extra.
Guess what didn't matter?
Cool.
3.
So you clean up most of the wounds. It's fairly obvious that the large ones are getting infected. They're not quite there yet, but they are going to be. But they seem to be healing at an unnaturally quick rate. For as large as they are, they should not be this scabbed and should not already be healing quite as fast.
She will share a look with Rose and Edgar and Miss Nichols.
Rose will give her the face. For those of listening at home, I don't know how to describe that. The Midwestern grimace, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Are you comfortable sharing your name with me? Or can I call you something?
I guess you know his name too. My name's Marco.
Okay, Marco. There's some marks on your back that... Have you hurt your back before? Or are the scars
No.
on his back or just everywhere?
On his back, on his sides, on his chest,
Okay.
just all over his torso.
Do you remember where you got these marks?
Yeah.
Are you okay talking about it?
It's not a problem anymore.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it didn't have anything to do with this.
No, it's something else.
Okay. Well, I think we're okay to go back now. And she'll turn to look at everyone else. Is there anything you need to grab from here, or is there anything that we should know about here?
He kind of looks around, picks up a couple bags of chips, and a 6-pack of Coca-Colas, the old glass bottle ones. And he's like, I guess we should probably bring our food and our little drinks with us.
That'll pick up her canteen. Do you want some water?
Yeah, probably. And he'll drink about half of it in one go.
Yeah.
And Rico will drink the other half.
You guys ready to walk?
They both give a nod.
I don't... Obviously, they would have grabbed their stuff before walking out. If there's a way she can make her bolt thrower a little bit more easily accessible, but also not exposing it, she would do that.
Realistically, probably not.
Well, at least grab one of the bolts to have in hand, just in case.
Yeah. So, you all step outside of the fort. And you know it's probably a 30-minute walk through the woods where you parked. Can I get wits and awareness from all of you, please?
3.
2.
Six.
Rose? Rose got 6. So nobody besides Rose. Rose, you get about 10 minutes in. You start to hear very, very, very light footsteps behind you. You turn around and you don't necessarily see anything, but you definitely hear something.
Hearing the footsteps, instinct is to reactivate sense the unnatural. See if there's actually something there, if it's just her imagination being paranoid.
Okay. You may give me that roll with either your science or occult at this point.
I will give occult because I don't have anything in science right now.
Okay.
That is 5 with a pair of crits.
Okay. So, yes, you do get a smell of ozone. It's just kind of general permeation of ozone. I like the smell of it. Whether or not anybody else does is a completely different thing.
Having the precision perk, can I get an idea of how far behind me it is?
It's about 50 feet.
And does it seem to be keeping that pace, or does it seem like it's trying to get closer?
It seems like it's set at 50 feet, and that's how far it's going to try to stay. At least for the
Okay.
short term.
Okay. Rose will, as nonchalantly as she can, sidle over to Miss Nichols. Got a silent tail about 50 feet back.
She kind of like looks over her shoulder and, well, good news. It's daytime, so it's not anything super dangerous, I think. Just keep walking. If it gets closer, let me know.
Rose will keep a feeler up as they would go.
So you continue on. Next 5 minutes, it stays even 50 feet, and then it slowly starts creeping up after that.
It's getting closer, or at least it's trying to pick up the pace.
She's like, hey, Gladys,
Yes.
you got a lighter?
I got something a little bit bigger than a lighter.
Whatever. I just need to light this thing up. And she opens up her kind of like leather jacket that she's got, and you see a small bottle with like a rag hanging out of it.
Oh. We're playing those games.
Yeah. You know. Calms the nerves.
She'll pull out the torch. I have this.
That'll work. If you would please get that lit, and she kind of reaches into her jacket, pulls one out. Yeah, it's pretty quick. Strike her and get it lit. Hand it over to her. She grabs it, and she just turns around and just chucks it. At which point,
Gladys will shepherd the kids farther. Come on, we don't need to see this.
will any of you look behind you when she does this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Gladys will too. Okay. So you turn around and you look, and initially there's nothing, and then you see through the fire that does eventually start to spread through the heat waves. Something kind of materializes, and it just kind of stands there. And it's large, it's imposing, and has two glowing red orbs for eyes. And it's just like, hello, Marco. Hello, Rico. They're not happy. They want you back. At which point the kids just haul ass.
Gladys is going with them.
As does Miss Nichols. And this thing, what is Rose and Edgar doing at this point?
Rose will ready her rifle, but she'll follow Miss Nichols.
Same with Edgar.
Okay. Running and not really looking behind you, or gonna look behind you?
Running and occasionally looking over the shoulder.
Okay, so before you take off, you take a look at this thing. And it kind of like waves its hand, and a path through the fire kind of goes out. And it just walks through. And it's very slow, very methodical. You look at it now, and it's humanoid to a certain extent. The skin looks to be burnt and cracked, has red veins running through it. Doesn't have any clothes on that you can tell, but there's no, other parts that would make it immodest. But you don't get a great look at it. And you all run to the car and you turn it around, you go running. And as you're driving away, you see this thing just kind of stand out in the middle of the road and it just kind of waves and it just keeps walking back into the woods. And at which point, Miss Nichols is like, "What in the hell was that?"
I don't know.
Question. Does anyone know anything about any weirder properties of sulfur?
Sulfur's, they use it for like skincare. It smells real bad, but isn't brimstone supposed to smell like sulfur?
Brimstone?
Yeah, kind of. You know, the whole like fire and brimstone thing. I figured that would be fitting given what we just saw.
Think it was a demon or something?
I don't know. I don't want to find out.
Gladys is comforting the children.
Yeah, they're at borderline breakdown right now.
Yeah, no, she's dealing with them.
You continue driving. Are there any more conversations that are had?
If Gladys can get the children talking, sure. Just about anything they can think about that could help.
Give me, this is going to be great. A charisma, and anything else I don't think you have. So
I got
a charisma roll.
Insight and streetwise.
Oh, I was gonna go leadership.
1.
Yeah, so they stop being hysterical.
I'll take it.
So any other conversations that are had?
Edgar is mostly giving us that on, so we'll see if we're being followed.
Okay. Does not seem as though you're being followed. Rose?
Rose is mostly thinking and putting 2 and 2 together, but she will tell Miss Nichols very quietly, or at least as quietly as she can manage in the car, about how she sensed sulfur around the kid, specifically in connection to his gashes.
Good. Great. And as you're continued on the road and Gladys are working on getting the kids calm down, they kind of lay down in the back. You give them a blanket and they kind of cover up and they go right to sleep immediately. After the adrenaline surge and all that fun stuff. And then you just hear Miss Nichols, "What in the hell?" And then like immediately she like slams on the brakes. And I need everybody to make me a sanity check.
That's just the unspent sanity, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I keep asking. I forget between games.
It's all good. It's not like this is an actual hunter mechanic. So.
Oh,
Nothing.
4.
3.
Okay, so Edgar, please lose 1 sanity. Everybody else, you're fine. You look out, and it's that figure standing in the middle of the road. It's got 3 children with them. They are very pale. One would possibly say blue. One is missing a hand. Just kind of standing there and staring at you, just waving. And you're kind of stopped in the middle of the road. And Miss Nichols is like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to turn around and leave, or do you want me to go back to town?
Gladys is gonna keep the kids down. They don't need to see this.
Yeah, like I said, they're asleep.
Oh, I didn't know if the truck woke them up. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what we can do for them out in the middle of nowhere. I just say get the 2 we have back to town as quickly as possible.
I mean, do they look dead?
Yeah.
We can't do anything for them anyway.
Screw it, I'm going for it. And she, like, slams on the gas. The tires squeal a little bit, not a whole lot. And you accelerate. And like something out of a driving course, perfect maneuver around, misses everything. The kids do wake up after being jostled a little bit, and then they kind of go back to sleep real fast. And their heads just turn, and they all turn around and just follow you as you go by. And you make it back to town. You hear church bells ringing, and everybody's getting out of church at this point. The town is kind of coming alive. The restaurants are opening, and everybody's gathering for whatever it is they gather for. However, you have 2 children safe and sound. Ish. In tow.
Hospital and police.
Okay. So you go to the hospital and you, I assume, take the kids in with you. They immediately kind of know who they are, and you're like, where did you find them? And they like immediately start calling the police up.
In the woods.
Do you know where the other 3 are?
Not currently.
Okay, we'll take care of them. Hang around. At least we'll have some questions. I do apologize. Thank you for getting them back, though. And they take the kids. They administer medical treatment to them. So 10 minutes later, the police show up. And Edgar, you recognize one of them. The other one, not so much. And one of them, the one that Edgar recognizes, comes up. He's like, "You found my nephew. Where is he?"
He's in treatment right now. He had pretty bad cuts on his back.
Okay. Oh, he's gonna be okay, right?
There's some gaps in his memory, but I think so. And Edgar's just going to say, I think whoever scared them is still looking for them, though.
Okay, well, as long as he's gonna be mostly okay. Kid was never right in the first damn place, but, you know. I gotta call Izzy. Give me a second. And he goes over, he uses the phone. The other one is like, so I need to file a report. Paperwork. I apologize. And he kind of puts a couple pieces of paper down in front of all of you. I need as much information as you can give me.
Is he standing there directly in front of us so we can't talk?
He's kind of standing there waiting for you to like write down the stuff.
No collaboration. Cool.
Edgar's gonna write down how they found the kids, and gonna put down that they do believe they were being followed and watched.
Yeah, very similar. That the children felt like they were being hunted. They mentioned a beast or an animal of some sort. Probably what clawed at the back.
Rose will do much the same. Talk about how we found the kids in the woods. They managed to make it back to their old hideout. And on our way back, it felt like something was tailing us.
Okay. Miss Nichols simply writes down, I was in the car. They came out with the kids. I drove them back to town as fast as we could. And they kind of take your statements up and kind of compare them. Well, I mean, either you collaborated before we got here and got a story going, or this is what we're going to get. We appreciate you. We got 3 more kids. I'm sure you know at this point.
We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Although I do have a question to ask the other guy about what was wrong with the kid, his nephew.
Yeah. And he kind of turns it. Hey, Marty. They want to ask you some questions. I know we're supposed to ask them some questions, but I got their statements. So he's like, yeah, just 1 second. He hangs up the phone, comes back over, and he's like, okay, I apologize.
Nope, it's fine. You're going through a lot right now, it seems like. I really need to know, or would like to know, what you meant by what you said before you made the phone call.
I mean, the kid's dad isn't around, so
Right.
That kind of messes you up.
So just because a parent isn't around, you're automatically messed up? That's the only thing?
I mean, no, but that certainly doesn't help. Would you like to give me a wits and insight?
Yes. Will it matter? Probably not.
Let me guess, 3.
Yeah.
1.
5.
Rose got
Okay.
5.
So Gladys and Rose, there's definitely more to the story. Edgar, it's like, guys, okay.
No, I would like you to tell me more because I grew up a good chunk of my life without my father, so I would like to know what you mean by that. And my mother.
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. And he's actually going to do a wits and insight as well to all of you.
Glads isn't lying.
No, it's something else. And he kind of looks at you and is like, did you guys try to... You said there were cuts on his back.
Yes.
You took his shirt off, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about then. He didn't do that to himself.
Well, of course not. I didn't mean like that. In that case, it's better to grow up without the father. You said he was messed up, though. Is there anything that could have led to this? Is there anything that we should know about?
Has he been, like, hanging around people that might wish him harm? Odd people from out of town that aren't us, that kind of thing.
I mean, not that I know of. Ever since his dad went away, everything seemed to be getting better for him, then it just didn't.
Are you able to tell us anything about the father?
I can tell you that there's a lot of rumors saying that he went away upstate in prison. When he walked out, I don't know exactly what happened to him. He just disappeared one day. Officially, we told him that his dad left a note, and I had to write the stupid freaking thing saying that he was leaving and he wasn't going to come back.
So he just up and
His
left
dad-
from here.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened to him, like I said. But obviously, he's had some issues with his dad and tempers and all that fun stuff. Dad went away, issues got better. Doing better in school, was doing better, making better friends, making better decisions, and then 3-4 months ago, it all just kind of started going downhill again for him.
Why? What happened?
I don't know.
Did he start hanging? He started hanging out with new people?
I mean, not really, but he started getting in trouble again.
Upstate.
And it's not like the kids that he was hanging around with were bad kids necessarily. They weren't the greatest kids, but I mean,
Isn't
good
there a new
kid.
kid from New York around here?
Yeah, but I mean, the kid's a little bookworm. What's he gonna do?
When did he move here?
4 or 5 months ago, somewhere in there.
And
I
was
said
your
blue.
did he start hanging out with was it Marco?
Yeah, I mean, about 4 or 5 months ago. Like I said. Like I said, the kid's a little bookworm, though. I mean, shoot. He's the other one that you guys brought in, right? That's what the nurse said, at least.
Okay. It's just odd that they came from upstate where you said the dad was from. That's all. Just coincidence.
Oh, no. Upstate New York, not upstate Massachusetts.
Okay,
It's
well, I thought you were talking about the same thing.
yeah,
You
no,
refer
it's,
to them as the same thing.
Yeah. No, it upstate in this case is kind of like telling their kid that their goldfish went to the farm in the sky.
I see.
We don't know what happened to him. We're just given a general area.
Was there like a fire or anything?
No, he went to work one day, showed up, did the full shift, and never made it home.
Where did he work?
Where do you...
Sorry.
The cotton mill. I mean, it's edge of town over by the lake a little bit, but
That lake. Is there anything... Something's with that lake. Everything has been revolving around the lake.
I mean, not. I guess maybe.
Everything The kids were found by the lake. There's been other... The cotton mills by the lake. Everything's been by the lake, so maybe we need to check out the lake. You got any strange rumors or like local legends about the lake?
I mean, I'm sure there is, but I'll be honest with you, I don't really keep up with legends or rumors.
That's fine. To the library for me later.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize. And he kind of looks outside, and actually, my sister's here. I'm gonna go grab her. I'll make sure that she doesn't come in here hysterical.
Of course.
And he runs outside. And Marco kind of looks like his uncle. But as far as his mom, almost spitting image. But yeah, they stand outside and they're kind of talking for quite a while. What would everybody else like to do?
Are the parents of the other kid coming in?
They have not shown up yet if they've been alerted. You assume they've been called, but who knows?
I don't really feel comfortable leaving them alone.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. The thing we ran into in the woods seems like it wants them back.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, a little bit.
So do we split up and keep watch overnight? Or...
How late in the day is it? It's only like midday, right?
Yeah, it's like lunchtime right now.
Well, I doubt anything is really going to happen here right now. So I would like to figure out if there's anything with the lake. I didn't look at the lake when I went to the library looking for things. I was just looking for missing children. But maybe we can look for odd happenings around the lake.
I'm sure somewhere that will let us rent a boat.
We can check out the lake itself too, but they have the archives here. Much better than the last one we went to.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Miss Nichols, like, we can do that, and if I got good information yesterday, the library is, well, one of the other stops that we wanted to at least look at is on the way to the library.
Oh, that house, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we should probably come back here later and maybe take shifts sleeping. Just to make sure?
Maybe. Or, and she kind of pulls the keys out of her pocket. She's like, if you all want to go, I'll stay here. And I will figure out a way to get a hold of you if something changes here, okay?
Right, for now, but are we all coming here tonight?
They might not be here tonight.
That's
I don't
true.
know what their discharge policy is.
So it is probably better for you to stay here so we can at least get an idea of where to keep an eye out. I'm more worried about the scratches than the other kid.
Yeah. So you guys go take care of that. I'll stay here. I'll take as good a notes as I can. I'm not gonna necessarily badger anybody, but if I talk to anybody, I'll let you know. Okay.
Okay.
And she hands over the keys. She's like, when you come back, if you could please just bring me stuff for a sandwich, that'd be great.
Yeah, hospital food's not that great.
No, not at all.
I was
And-
given this really good recommendation for a diner, so we'll bring something back from there.
Okay, sounds good. And you leave the hospital. As you're leaving, a brand new sedan shows up. A couple younger folk step out. And they look like they've got quite a bit of money, more than most everybody else that you see. You see the front license plate still says New York. And they walk past you and into the hospital.
Well, hopefully Miss Nichols gets to talk to them.
However, Marty and his sister are still outside. Would you like to talk to them before leaving?
I mean, I don't think we should badger them too much more.
Okay.
I mean, I
So
don't
you
know
hop
what the
in
other
the car?
two want to do, but that was me.
It's probably a good idea to give them a little bit, and maybe we can talk to Isabel later.
Okay. So you hop in the car and you head off. Are you making that stop? That's the next question.
Yes.
Okay. So you pull up out in front of what you assume is the right house because it's the oldest looking one, and B, it just kind of gives off a really creepy vibe. Can I please get a wits and awareness from all of you?
One. It's
At
almost
least
like
not a 3.
I mean, you don't think I'd be rolling 5 dice for this with the amount that I get each time.
Edgar got 8.
Okay. And Rose?
4.
Okay, so Rose, you don't see anything. Gladys, yeah. Edgar, on the other hand, as you're kind of slowly riding past this place, everybody sees the O'Neill on the mailbox. The fact that it's a stone wall and wrought iron gate. Edgar, you see up on the second story there is a woman looking out over the street. She's rather old. It's very, very easy to miss her. However, in the window that she's sitting at the top, it's got that same sort of same looking crest as that little bone coin that Miss Nichols had. It's a little bit different. It's not exactly the same, but it has a similar styling. And that's the only thing on that entire building that says anything other than old Victorian house.
Looks like Nichols might want to know about that one.
About what?
Edgar's going to point out the symbol on the window.
Oh, that's probably not good.
Even him pointing it out, it's extremely hard for you to make out and see.
I'll take your word for it. I don't really see it, but that's probably not good. I somehow don't think it'd be a good idea to go knock and ask about that, though.
So, my next question is, would Rose like to do her special thing?
Yes, of course she would. After that's pointed out, she definitely wants to.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that roll, please.
It's gonna be 5 successes.
Okay, so that same smell of ozone that you smelled before, you smell here. And it is almost nauseatingly strong.
Rose suddenly looks very sick. Like she's physically trying to keep from hurling in the car.
What's wrong?
Ugh. I smell it again. Oh, it's all... Can we roll down a window, please?
That's probably gonna make it worse.
Okay.
I mean, the crank's right there.
And
She
you
will-
roll down the window, and it does circulate the air, so it makes it a little bit more tolerable, but it's still really strong.
Does the figure look over at us when this happens?
Are you sitting out front?
I don't know. Who's driving? Is it Edgar or Gladys?
I was figuring it was Gladys.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense because she didn't see shit. Do I feel like a roll by?
Okay. So you do see the figure's head kind of move with you as you go by. Especially when Rose has the reaction and then starts rolling down the window.
Oh, good.
However, it's not like they stand up and watch you go down the street. They just stay seated.
Great. Yep, time to go to the library now. I have a
Okay.
feeling we'll be back at this house at some point, though.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I mean, do you want to go knocking right now?
No, I'm afraid
Okay.
I might throw up on that old lady's shoes.
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons we shouldn't do that.
Okay. So, you show up at the library and it says closed. Because it is Sunday.
Oh yeah, it's Sunday. I forgot about that. I don't do church. Well, that's unfortunate. What do we want to do? Do we want to go back and talk to the woman?
Shoot, we're probably a ways away from general store, so I can't get anything to settle my stomach. I mean, we can.
Well, we could just say that we've seen a symbol like that's on her house before. We're very curious about it.
And what if that's something we're not supposed to know about? And
Well-
it gets us into even more trouble. I can't even believe I'm the one saying that.
Look, you think I want to do this? Not at all. But there's a connection.
We already got demon, possibly zombie children after us, so how much worse can it get?
You know, if it's coming after us, it's not going after the kids. We are a little bit more equipped to handle this than children.
If it's a demon, do you think we should stop by the church and get some holy water?
I don't know. Will it be
I don't really
effective?
do the.
Will it be real?
I don't
know.
do
Does
the
Gladys
church
know
thing
anything about
either
true
that
faith?
much.
As far as the true faith, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Edgar's gonna hold up his rosary and say, I have this at least.
Look, see, we're fine.
Okay.
So we're all gonna go. Are we gonna go with that story that we've seen that symbol before?
Yep, let's go.
Why not?
Should we swing by, bring Miss Nichols a sandwich and ask her about it first?
Oh, that's probably a good idea. Maybe she'll finally tell us about that bone coin.
Yeah. To the diner that we were recommended.
Okay, so you show up at O'Leary's and it is packed.
Maybe not here.
We can get it to go, right?
I don't know. Let's go find out how long we gotta wait.
You walk in and the hostess is like, there's a 35-minute wait right now. If you want us to pack it up into something to go, we can only do sandwiches and like hard stuff like that. We can't do like the soups and potatoes and stuff like that. We don't have the containers for it.
Sandwiches are fine.
Okay. And she hands you all a menu. Which ones would you like? And I mean, they got the normal deli stuff in there.
A club.
Roast beef.
Do you have anything that's easy on the stomach? That's not soup.
A club.
Grilled cheese. Got it.
Thank you.
With an insight.
What?
With an insight. See
Sure.
if you can get a proper order for Miss Nichols.
Oh, I was gonna say like a Cuban or something.
Edgar got one.
Are you
3.
fucking kidding me? Guess how many I got this time?
4.
3.
5.
All right.
The throwaway. That's great. Turkey.
Oh, okay.
All she wants is turkey.
Okay.
Of course, that's the one that you go get on.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah. You all order your sandwiches and they're up 5 minutes. Packaged up in the parchment paper, tied up. They give you a bag of homemade chips as well. And they send you on your way. Back to the hospital?
Back to the hospital.
Okay. You show up with these sandwiches. And Miss Nichols is like, back already? What?
Yeah, I forgot the library was closed on Sunday.
Oh, crap. It's Sunday, yeah. You brought lunch, though. I see that.
Yes. One of the better places in town, apparently. We should have a conversation outside.
Okay. I think I saw some picnic tables off not too far.
Good place for that.
And you walk over, and it is pretty private.
Can I see that coin again?
Rather not.
I'm not going to touch it. I just want to see it.
And she pulls it out of her pocket and holds it up.
Edgar, what was different about it?
Edgar will start pointing out the differences.
This one is pretty much kind of like the Punisher skull. Pretty straightforward. The other one was still like a skull, but it like had horns on it. It had kind of like out curving fangs or tusks almost. So it's very similar, but slight differences that are pretty obvious. She's like, what? Where did you find that?
At the creepy old house you want us to take a look at.
Okay.
We were thinking about talking to the old lady, but Rose got sick.
Yeah.
From the same smell that was from the cuts.
Forget the smell of rotten egg and ozone out of my nose at this point.
Okay. Before we go anywhere, we got to go back to the camper.
Why is that?
I have a book that we need to discuss or consult.
Okay.
I talked to the younger kids' parents. They're uppity, and it's
Yeah, they are.
kind of jerks, to be honest with you. They just didn't want a whole lot to do with their kid.
Yeah. Were they half buried in a bottle of wine?
No.
Oh, so it's not the same one I had the misfortune of dealing with earlier.
The other one, though, she's much more concerned. I didn't talk to her a whole lot. Didn't talk to either one of them a whole lot. I just asked them a couple of little questions. Their kids are supposed to be getting discharged in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So.
Well, we have their addresses, I think, so.
Yeah, stopping by next couple days probably wouldn't hurt. But yeah. Thank you for the turkey, by the way. That's exactly what I wanted.
You know, I just had an inkling. It was just out of nowhere.
So I guess it's high time that I tell you how I got that coin. Because I want to be as transparent with you as I can be regarding this.
Well, we're already in it for the long haul.
Yeah, this one is one of those that if you wanted to run away and not deal with it, I wouldn't necessarily feel like that would be unwarranted.
I've wanted to do that for almost everything we've come across because I am not a frontline person, but it doesn't matter because I'm in it anyway.
It's all fascinating, isn't it?
Yes.
So, anyway, you all know that I've, from Kentucky, lived in New Orleans for the longest time, along with Miss Etta.
Yes.
So, I told you all about late husband and that he died in combat. It's partially true. We went into a church to stop a sacrifice to something. I don't know what. And we ended up, as we were leaving, running away from the big mess and the cult leader that I don't even know what the heck he was even on. Came across some vampires, and apparently one owes me a favor.
Yeah, I think
and that's what this.
You told us the vampire part of it, I think. I think at first we thought it was a joke, but then we discussed it last time. But, like, one owes you a favor? What? Why?
That's what he said, and I don't want to even try to cash it in because, yeah, I don't trust it.
Yeah, it's probably the only thing
you
keeping you
shouldn't.
safe if anything is.
Yeah, it might be high time that I cash in that favor, though. Because I don't know what we're dealing with.
Whatever you think is best.
I also don't know how to use the stupid thing. So, like, I've got it. I've had it around with me for the longest time. I don't know how to... Do I break it? Do I, like, talk to it? What do I do?
Maybe you smear some blood on it. It's a vampire.
I mean, it might work too, but I want to use that as a last resort. But
Yeah.
given what we're currently... I don't know what exactly it is that we're going against.
I don't think we have anything like that in our new library.
No, I'm willing to do some book exchanges with you. I've got some... Well, Edda's got some back at the house rather than the office that you all might be interested in.
Right, but, like, does anything have this in it?
That's part of what's at the camper. It's got a bunch of symbols like this.
Okay.
And what they relate to.
To the camper, then. I'm done eating. I can drive.
Okay. So you all quickly get done eating and head back to the camper. Inside, she opens up a locked trunk, pulls out a very old book and kind of lays it out. Just like, you know what you saw, Edgar, so go ahead and take a look through there.
Girl, take a look.
So can I get whatever is better, your wits or your intelligence, and investigate, please? You need one success.
Two.
Okay, so you do find it. It takes you a minute. And clear as day, 100% one for one. And next to it, it just says Defilers. Use extreme caution when encountering.
Well, that's
Holy
not
items
ominous at all.
work. Holy items, fey items, and silver work best.
Immediately pulls it out of the bolts with the scales on the tips.
And she's like, well, good news, we know what we're dealing with. Bad news, how did it get here and why is it here?
Well, given that it's on the house of one of the oldest in the city that founded the city, the city's probably built off of something like this.
Wonderful.
Yes. Except not really. And she'll hand out a bolt to whoever wants one. These have the scales from that Fey thing that we killed. So, like, it's not a lot, but at least it should maybe hurt if you stab it.
And Miss Nichols at that point kind of looks at it and is like, I've got something else that I don't know if it'll work, but I think it works. So, and she pulls out one dagger, and then she pulls out another one. She's like, one of you two can have, well, one of you three can have one of these. This one's mine. And she holds it up, and it's like gold plated and silver plated.
It's just a dagger?
Yeah, it's supposed to have some holy significance. Let's put it that way. It's blessed by an old saint.
I mean, I've got my faith things. I'm probably better off than the other two for this one.
I mean, I hope not to get close to it, but Edgar, should you take it?
Yeah, I'll take it. I like having something close for when something gets close.
One second.
We probably should look into the holy water thing too, as well.
I mean, I originally kind of said that as a joke, but yeah.
It's Sunday. I'm sure some of the churches still have their pastors still hanging around.
I mean, who really believes enough to make that work? This dagger was blessed by a saint. Maybe we need a saint to do the holy water then? I don't know how it works. I'm not religious.
I'm sure there's at least one pastor who really believes in all that.
I don't know. Miss Nichols, what do you think about holy water?
That'll work.
Can we get some? Where do we get, like, stuff that'll work?
Good news. Catholic churches around here have holy water everywhere.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was, like, this dagger is blessed by a saint. Do we need, like, sainted holy water?
That's... Holy water's holy water. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, any pastor or priest will do.
I don't know how it works. I don't do faith stuff.
So,
We're up out in the sticks. We didn't have big churches. We had family gatherings.
I don't like the face you made when you said that.
I didn't like the family gatherings.
So, I guess go around and fill up as many containers with holy water as we can. We'll meet back here in a couple hours, okay?
Okay.
And you all depart to do that. And we will pick up when you meet back up next time. I know we're stopping a little bit early, but trust me, this is a good stopping point.
Not a problem. We're not really that early.
Yeah. It's just something for work came up, so do apologize. So I will run through these announcements real quick. Go to
If you need to go, I can take care of them.
No, I can do them real quick.
Oh.
Go to totalpartykrit.com for all of the links to all of our podcasting sites, all of our personal bios, character bios, links to all of our shows that we do, all of our games. Our Tuesday game, Blood and Hope Detroit, is currently ramping up to be something special. This one, obviously, just started a new investigation in Massachusetts. Who knows exactly what this is going to have in store. And then our Saturday game, Life in Blood Atlanta, which should be fun. Just got rid of the camp.
We think.
So stay tuned. Yeah, you think. So stay tuned for that as well. Join us as well on Twitch if you're listening to this. We have links to our Patreon on there. If you can support us monetarily, that'd be great. If you can't, we understand that, and we would love for you to spread us by word of mouth. Liking, reviewing, subscribing, all that fun stuff. You know, normal stuff that everybody asks you to do all the time. We do have a Discord if you want to join that. By all means, go ahead and do that. There is a link on that to that on totalpartykrit.com as well as all of our socials, whether it be Instagram or Twitter or TikTok. Assuming you don't live in Montana, because I think they just banned it in Montana.
Yep.
For better or for worse on that one. Who knows? Anyway. Then finally, there is a link to dicelegion.com that if you use that link upon or at checkout, it will automatically put a discount on your cart items. With that, you'll get a certain percentage off. I forget exactly how much it is. We'll get a little bit of kickback off of you using that, and they get to move some product. DiceLegion.com's great people, small company, and we like them. We've used them before. So if you are in the market for some, they have good quality stuff. I would suggest ordering from them. Beyond that, I believe that's everything, correct?
I do believe you are correct. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Adios.
Yes. And remember, stay out of the woods. Have a good night.
You'd think we'd learn that at some point.
No.
Nah.